Ladies and gentlemen, BlackRock overtakes Grayscale to become the largest Bitcoin fund in the world with $20 billion of assets of Bitcoin under management. That is something we're waiting for to happen, and now it did. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in this video. Before I get started on that, if you're watching this show on YouTube, feel free to hit the like button if you like the content. If you don't, do not hit the like button. Bell button will let you know when I go live, because this I'm really doing it on the fly when there's something I want to say. I did want to go live with this video an hour ago, but my good friends at Simply Bitcoin were live, so wanted to wait till they were over. Also because just everyone's watching Simply Bitcoin anyway, right? So might as well wait. But yeah, the bell button does that. Subscribe if you do like it. Feel free to share Bitcoin education with a friend or family so we can get the word out. But all of that only if you find it useful and if it's something you want to do. So also because it's live both on X and on YouTube. I see Joni Miters is there in the chat. So if you have any questions, watch it on YouTube, and then you can ask, send questions there. There you go. Shout out Johnny Mitas and Paul. Good to see you guys. Right. So let's further a few more things before we start talking more about BlackRock. I have 3 different accounts on Twitter, Anders _ events by Anders, and 2 _ Christians. I am throwing a big pleb party in Nashville, a Bitcoin pleb party. This is the 3rd one I organized. The first one was in Los Angeles in 22, the day before Pacific Bitcoin. The first inaugural Pacific Bitcoin conference. That was great. That was sold out 1 day before. Then in Miami last year on a rooftop on South Beach, that was sold out 8 days before. So maybe don't wait buying your ticket to arriving in Nashville. Consider getting your ticket before that, also because as they sell in tranches, then the price increase, and you can always exchange the ticket or give it to someone else. There's no refund, but you can always share it around that way. So confirmed guests so far: Larry Lepard, Preston Pish, Natalie Brunell, James Lavish, Mark Moss, and Puppy, and so many more. It'll be fun. But to the case at hand, and also obviously shout out to the source. It's always worth. One should mention the source of news, so they get the credit. This I read on newsbtc.com, and then further I went to bitcoinstrategyplatform.com, which is the rational root, where there is specific numbers. But now BlackRock has overtaken Grayscale as the largest holder of Bitcoin. And the updated number as of yesterday, Wednesday, May 29, BlackRock now holds 289,000 Bitcoin, and Grayscale is down to 286. They used to be at 500,000, I believe. And that means globally still the amount of Bitcoin being held is just more than 1 million Bitcoin held by ETFs. Most of them, 860,000, is in US, which is the largest, most mature capital market in the world. Wall Street, it's obviously famous. And then when you look to Europe and Asia and Canada, it does get smaller. But it was bound to happen because BlackRock held on to their very high admin fee of 1.5%. BlackRock currently is wavering 12 basis point of the admin fee. So right now it is currently 25 basis point, which is 0.25% of admin fee. And then I'll go back to 37 basis point at some stage. And it's worth noting that there is a great alternative for that if you are a pleb, a normal person buying and holding Bitcoin yourself is better, because then you don't pay any admin fee. This is a product that is mainly for institutional investors, pension funds, family office, etc., where they have you can't have a person ahead of some pension fund holding 50,000 Bitcoin and then run off to Brazil and get a face change. They naturally have to have this level of custody solution. But as a private person, no need to pay the admin fee that ETFs they offer. That means every year you have less Bitcoin. Not that I believe it will be a problem in terms of the overall purchasing power, because the value of Bitcoin will increase with the productivity gains in society. And once we have a free and open capital market, which we don't have at the moment, not at all, it's the most socialist, communist, totalitarian, centrally planned market in the world is the market of money, because that's what they do. They have 7-8 academics sitting in the Fed in US around a table and pretend to know what's best for the market. That's how it worked in Soviet Union back in the days. That's how it's worked in Cuba. Like, it doesn't work. I mean, so it should not be hard for people to understand that central banking is terrible. But yet, in general, people accept it. But once we have free and open capital markets, and capital will be allocated by the free market, and the interest rate will be the market interest rate, capital will flow to where it produces the most value a lot better, and productivity in society will go up. My point with that is that the current GDP growth of a few percent a year is going to change. Is going to get a lot higher. Very optimistic, as you know, on the outlook of the world and humanity once we have Bitcoin as the money standard, and it will happen. There's just no two ways about that. Oh, also, yeah, fancy me. I have a QR ticket where if you scan that, you go to the Eventbrite site where I'm selling tickets for the Nashville Pleb Party. And I'm trying to do a little bit better sound this time with these bad boys. And shout out to Always Up to No Good Inglewood. Luke out there, if you're watching, which I know you are sometimes. It was Luke who got me on to this bad boy here. Okay. So I will be traveling for the summer. I did not get started yet. I'm very all in, all out type of person. Same when it comes to my Bitcoin investment. Either I do something too much or I don't do it all. And I just did not get around to learning this yet, but I'm planning to do that after I come back from Nashville, and I'll be back in LA, and it'll be fun. And once I do, I'm gonna go nuts on that. I'm gonna have some fun with that, and maybe yeah, I don't know, bring it to future events. Why not? So Luke will have fun with that, and that's why I got this one, because that's like a plug-in DJ headset, and I'm hoping you guys have better sound now. Also, I will be on, I hope I did not just lose. I don't think I did. I had an incoming scam call that went on the computer, but it looks like we're still here. On Monday, I will be going on Simply Bitcoin. Shout out to Nico and Opti and Rustin and Sophie and that whole team. And they will, by the way, I should update that down here. They are all also going to be at the Nashville Pleb Party. So come and meet the legends. The Pleb Party is 12 hours with open bar and food. So that's going to be fun. I will be on Simply Bitcoin on Monday. Looking forward to that. Also, speaking of ETFs, as much as I'm happy about the Bitcoin ETFs, and I know that a lot of some Bitcoiners are not. Shout out to my friends at Meme Factory that in general against it, and I get it. The whole custody thing, I know. But in my opinion, the sooner, like, institutions now through the ETFs alone are holding more than 1 million Bitcoin. And well, majority institutions, the sooner we can get Bitcoin to the point of no return in terms of, and I'm guessing that's $3, $4, $5 million per Bitcoin, and then I think it'll be at such a point and such a dominating money of the world that we'll see fiat collapse faster. And that's where I want us to get to. I want to get the price up to the point where it becomes we go from gradually to suddenly, and then fiat collapses. And the ETFs help with that. That's why I'm pro the ETFs. They do pump our backs, you could say, but most importantly, they bring about the destruction of fiat. And once we reach that, why would you hold Bitcoin in ETF when it's denominated and paid for in Bitcoin? Then people probably start to wake up, and then we'll get to more self-custody where you don't pay admin fee. So that's the bright future, in my opinion. I'm just optimistic in general. Anyways, also in ETFs, I also read today that Ethereum has been approved for ETFs. It's not the 1st of April. It's not April's Fool. I don't understand, really. I mean, why? It's a centralized shitcoin, in my opinion, an illegal security, except it hasn't been deemed like it. But if you look at the Howey test, it really is. It lives up to that, and should be determined as an illegal security. Anyway, so that they're coming as well. But if that means more people are getting awareness about Bitcoin as well, I guess so be it. I would prefer, though, if we had Bitcoin only. I do believe that that's where we want to go. Anyways, I think that is it. Okay, last thing maybe worth mentioning. Well, I am gonna do these videos as much as possible, once a day minimum, Monday to Friday. They're not scheduled because I go live when it's convenient, or when there's something I see I want to share, get the word out. There goes the doorbell. And I will be at BDC Prague in which is starting on Thursday, June 13, Friday, June 14, Saturday, June 15. Friday and Saturday are the main conference days. Thursday is the industry day, and super excited. I just got email this morning from Matthias, one of the two brothers that I met in Pacific Bitcoin in 22, where they turned up at my pleb party. And actually that's, I would say it's something worth considering, making connections and socializing with Bitcoiners, because you don't know what people are doing and which doors open. And I can just say, in general, speaking to Bitcoiners, doesn't matter what we look like or what we're wearing. You'll see probably billionaires walking around in sandals and worn out t-shirts. Not that money matters, but the kind of opportunities you can find. So the two brothers, Matthias and Martin, came to my first pleb party in Los Angeles in 22, and then they introduced themselves as there were two Bitcoiners that had flown in from Czech Republic to be for the Pacific Bitcoin conference and come to the pleb party. And it's like, oh, that's cool, welcome. And then I spoke to them again the day after the conference ended at Swan had a shutdown party, or call it what you want. And they were sitting there at the table. I was sitting with some friends, and they were just talking to themselves. And I approached them and said, what's up? Cheers. How's it going? Oh, wait, I see that there is more chats on YouTube that I just realized that I have to go to another point. So I'll follow up on those in a minute. But I spoke to them, super nice guys, super smart. Two brothers from Czech Republic, and they told me that they're gonna make the biggest Bitcoin only conference in Europe. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. But like, how are you gonna at your first conference get 10,000 people? But I was there last year, and they did. But we chatted, we had fun, and then as they were leaving, I said, hey, like, I go to Europe every summer. If you need any help, let me know. I'd love to help out and be part of it. And they put me on as MC on the main stage for Industry Day, and that was a lot of adrenaline rush. It was awesome. My first ever MC gig was on a main stage at a giant conference. Yet it was an Industry Day, so you have about, I don't know, a quarter to a third of the people. But that was super awesome to try. And then Matthias asked me if I wanted to do the main stage on main conference day this year, and obviously that's something you can't turn down. And yeah, that's why I'm super excited to go there in Prague. I know I've mentioned it before, but not everyone's saw any of the previous videos. So I will do the first half of the first day of the main conference, which will be June, Friday 14th. And I get to introduce Michael Saylor, and that's going to be freaking awesome. I saw him doing two. That means Michael Saylor goes on. I was there last year sitting in the audience when he went on, and just every seat is taken. So that's going to be super dope and biggest adrenaline rush ever to walk on stage in front of 3,000 people and introduce none other than Michael Saylor. Can't wait. Yeah, if you're in Europe or if you're traveling to Europe to be at that conference, if you didn't get your ticket yet, the code TOXIC does give you a discount on the tickets. I can't remember if it's 5% or 10%. And if you want to go there and just be a part of it and can do without the main stage, which does mean that you won't see Saylor in like close up, then they do have tickets that gives access to exhibition area, an exhibition stage, and local language stage for something like 50 euro or 35 euros. So that's really, really affordable. And you get access to go to all the exhibitions and speak to Tresor and Wasabi and all these other Blockstream. All these companies were there last year. Paul is writing how much BTC he's holding. Yeah, you shouldn't tell anyone that, but good for you. That's a lot of corn. Yeah, don't go to YouTube because that's where Paul wrote how much he has. Don't say who you are, Paul. Anyways, hopefully that's just a joke. Let's see what else is in the chat. I promise to answer any questions or comment if it's something that is good or fun. Yeah. Paul saying cheers from Colorado. Johnny is saying, as I just did, don't advertise how much you hold. I don't know if I can delete that comment. Let me try. Nope, I can only block you as a user. Don't want to do that. Oh, Den Last. I know who you are. And this is Danish. He can hear me loud and clear. That's good. Bum, bum, bum. Please give a fly ticket and a pleb party ticket. Yeah, no, I wish. Okay, let me see. What else is there? Of comments on YouTube. So if you want to go on the screen or ask any questions, watching it on YouTube makes it possible. On X, there is a lot more live viewers on X, but I can't. There's no chat opportunity. And as Johnny says, I get to introduce the king in Prague. Amen. That's going to be so awesome. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Do consider so one thing I want to add to the, as I said earlier, I get to introduce Michael Saylor next month simply because I took the initiative to speak to some Bitcoiners at my pleb party and then at another party a couple of days later. It's really great to meet other Bitcoiners in real life because we are on this common mission with aligned values. We want to help the world and make it better. And you don't know which opportunities open with each person. You can't tell by the looks of people. But one thing I've definitely found is that most Bitcoiners, most people at these conferences or parties, they're pretty badass, and they have lots of a bunch of them are doing a lot of really cool stuff. And if you're a nice person, treat people with respect, and you bring something to the table, that's how I think most of the jobs in the Bitcoin industry actually are positioned. So do consider that. Obviously, I recommend my own party, which is plebpartynashville.com. Also, you can go to eventsbyanders.com. Both of them just redirect to the page on Eventbrite, where you can get tickets for a 12-hour noon to midnight marathon party with an open bar and food all the way through. All right. So the last couple of questions here. When 1 million Bitcoin? Well, I presume then last that you mean $1 million per Bitcoin. $1 million per Bitcoin. I mean, it could happen at the end of the next year, but let's just say next cycle, and next cycle, then it would be 2029. So just take a note of that and quote me for it. $1 million per Bitcoin, Q4 2029, which is probably obviously not going to happen when I say it. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Whiskey Bravo Mike. His face is famous. People don't know who he is, but you'll meet him at the pleb party in Nashville. He got the first tickets, and getting the first tickets means you pay less. Obviously, they're sold in tranches, and whenever people buy early, they get the tickets later. Anyway, probably enough shilling here. Although you can never shill a party with an open bar enough. So there you have it. NashvillePlebParty.com. BlackRock now holds more Bitcoin than Grayscale. That's probably never going to change. I guess that's what is going to be the case going forward. Anyways, thank you for listening in, watching. Thank you for participating in the chat on YouTube. Thanks for watching on X. Yeah, let me see any final things I want to throw on the screen. Well, the pleb party is July 25, and also there's a couple of different X accounts that I have now. But anyways, yeah, thank you for paying attention and giving me some of your time. Have fun. Have a great Thursday night. Have a great weekend when you reach it tomorrow. I will try and do another video tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow then. Have a good one. Bye.